Okay, so here's the front of the Pacifica. I took the bumper cover off. You can probably see what it looks like here. Anyway, here's where the air shutters are, and as you can see, it actually these go like this. If you look at what happened, the air shutters sit directly in front. This is the condenser. So, and they're, as you can see, pretty damn close. So if you do make any kind of contact, that air shutter is going, it's gonna smack right into the condenser, as you can see. So if you do have a Pacifica, you don't want to make contact with anything in a front bumper or else you're gonna be out some pretty good amount of money. I'm doing this on my own. The only thing is with this, I gotta find a shop to get the refrigerant, the R1234YF stuff, and other than that, there's to get the condenser out. You can see there's down here, there's 2 bolts down there, and then down behind here you got another bolt right in there. See if I can get that in there. There we go. So there's the other bolt for the condenser. So you got 2 bolts, and then the bottom, it just slides in these bottom fittings. That isn't too bad. You got to get the power steering cooler out of the way, and actually this looks like the trans cooler, but you got to get that out of the way, and which you have to take the headlights out of the way, and because these bolts are here. Here's your trans cooler bolts right there. They're kind of hiding behind the headlights, unfortunately. So we got those take off. So I have a little bit of work to do, and might have to take that front bumper off. I'm not sure right now. I think I can get away with not taking that off. Hopefully I won't have to. So this is what it looks like. That's what that looks like. Yeah, that looks like the front. The bumper cover comes off pretty easy. If you look over here, when you take these bolts out of the wheel well, there's a bunch of bolts here. Fold the wheel well out of the way, and then you'll look, there'll be a 10mm bolt right here. Take that 10mm bolt down. Then when you do that, you bend that down. There's a tab there. Pull that end out, and then the rest of the bumper will snap out of this piece here. And same thing on the other side. And then also, as you can see, there's a bunch of bolts in the bottom that hold the bottom air dam on, if you will. So anyway, I'm going to be plugging away on this and get the new condenser in, and we'll get the Pacifica fixed up and ready to go back on the road and some air conditioning, hopefully for this summer. Anyway, okay, so with the headlights out of the way, you get a little better view of the bolts. There's one trans cooler bolt that's got to come out. Then your underneath here is your condenser bolt. Over here, 2 trans cooler bolts. One, actually trans cooler, condenser, trans cooler, and that's your setup there. So the headlights are out now. Looks like you could fit a Hemi in here. Anyway, I'll keep going. We're getting ready to go back together, and as you can see, the air shutters are not going to make the final cut in this one. And this is what I wound up doing. I wound up taking the motor out of the air shutters, and let's see how that's zip tied off to the side now. And if you look, the harness to the motor comes down, and I zip tied it off out of the way, rather than, because where it does come is down along the bottom here. So rather than leave it in the bottom in harm's way, it's up off to the side. So that's what the whole thing looks like. Oh, and I just want to show you too. this is where I was talking about in the wheel well. This is where that bolt actually comes up through the bottom here. So you pull that wheel well panel down. You have all these, you'll see these bolts here all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take those out. The wheel well you'll pull back, and then this bolt comes up through the bottom. And then if you look, these are the clip holes I was talking about. So you're going to pull these back, and it's the same on both sides. Let me show you over here too. Yeah. Oh, one other thing too to note. This whole harness, the whole wiring harness, has one clip here. This red clip starts forward. You have to push it back, and then you can release it with this right here. So when you put the harness back in, you're going to clip that forward, and then that's the lock right there. So that might be the only thing. Other than that, it's really easy. And then you can see the bolt holes all in the bottom, and that's how it's held in the bottom. And then the top, there's a bolt through the headlight assembly, which there's like a top cover that goes on top, but it isn't too bad. And there's the installed condenser. Looks a little better than the old one, a little less round. And here is the smashed up condenser with the nice air shutter marks in it and holes. So anyway, probably I'm not going to be the only guy doing this on a Pacifica. Just one other thing. When you take the motor out of the air shutters, so you don't set codes, let's see. The motor is held in place with these clips. These clips go in this way and lock the motor in. So you're going to have to take these clips out, and then the motor will drop out. So you pop them out with just a screwdriver or finger or whatever. And then the motor will come out this side. And the motor's underneath here. And as you can see, mine's all busted. But anyway, that's how you get the motor out of the air shutter. And the reason I'm leaving it in there, so the computer thinks that air shutters still work and they're still there, and I don't get check engine lights. Okay, so all right, that's about the end of it. Just gonna put the bumper cover on and go find a place that can charge R1234YF. That's the next thing. Thanks for watching.